I have no filter these days. Yeah, it's a fake way of bonding, really.
Quiet.
So,
Did not go well.
and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back that led to my total emotional breakdown. Thank you, Melissa, for listening to your intuition.
My mom being dead.
And Angie.
Just see you next time.
See you next time. Okay, let's go fast. 1, 2, 3.
Unquiet soul.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. I just had a really shitty interview on someone else's podcast and it got my nerves up.
I hate that. What happened?
Well, it's just such a fucking waste of my time. I think that just pushed me over to the edge where I'm considering getting rid of my guest profile on Podmatch.
You know, I stopped doing guest interviews, but I got to a point where, and I never actually did this because, again, I'm only like 90% recovered people pleasing, but I would get stuck in those situations where it was like so awkward because it's just question, answer, question, answer. I could tell like they haven't done research or they don't really care about me. They're just concerned about getting through the questions. But I got to a point, and I never actually did this because it was after I decided to stop doing them, but it's like, I think we should normalize stopping the interview and being like, this is fucking weird. I gotta go.
I agree with you. I was really feeling that about 11 minutes in. Thankfully,
Yeah.
it literally
Because that's
lasted
just it.
maybe
You
3
know,
minutes.
early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew almost immediately, and I was like,
Yeah. Because the energy is off. You can just tell.
yes,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I got really burned out, and I actually had some that were still scheduled, and I just canceled. I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm taking a break.
Yeah, I canceled one that was supposed to be over the weekend. I canceled that earlier in the week because I was like, why did I do that to myself? Schedule on a
I know.
weekend? What? Like, I'm not desperate enough to be on someone else's show to do something on the weekend. Why did I do that? And I know I did it to be
Yeah.
nice. I think it's just showing me an area of burnout, and I just need to stay away from it for a little while. So, anyway, I had something else to complain to you about too. Oh, can I vent this to you? This is gonna have to go on Patreon, but I want to give you a very good example of what I'm tired of receiving as grief support. I put that in quotes
Okay.
if you're not watching. Grief support in air quotes. Okay. I don't know. The whole thing just irritated. This is the type of shit I'm tired of. I'm tired of the fake fucking support. It makes you feel good. I know what the intent was. There's no ill intent there. That's fine. But it makes you feel good. And it makes you really think that you're helping me. It doesn't help me to fucking dismiss what I'm experiencing. How does me making a post to my dead kid make you think I need you to help assign some meaning to it? I think I've been really open. And actually, if you listen to either of my fucking podcasts, which you don't, you'd hear what I think about all of this. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm
think,
so fucking
yeah.
tired. Like, that shit happens more than you even know. And that's why I was like, today I'm talking about exactly what I mean when I say flowery shit. Now, all that's gonna
Yeah,
have to go on Patreon because, that's pretty personal. That was from my personal Facebook.
I'm starting to understand more, though, as we're talking through it. I think the problem is other people feel uncomfortable with your grief, so they want to try to get you out of it. They're like, what can I do to get her out of it and fix it? Instead of
Yes.
accepting this is something she has to go through. And yeah,
Right.
it sucks. And yeah, I like to watch her do this, but that's just life. And that's how
Right.
it is.
And the thing that's weird to me, and maybe it's just because this is my experience, so maybe I'm having a hard time seeing what other people are seeing from their perspective. I've watched parents grieve before, and I've watched the shit that they've put on social media. I don't feel like I'm matching that energy of like, desperation. I'm not shaming anyone, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time understanding this level of discomfort in others through my grief process because I don't feel like I'm saying anything that crazy, but I think it's because I'm saying anything at all.
Right, because it has way less to do with you and how you're expressing yourself than them, because
Yes.
they just know that you're grieving the loss of a child, and so then they just make it all about them and how that
Yeah,
makes them
because it
uncomfortable,
makes them
and
uncomfortable because it is their
yeah,
worst fear too.
yeah.
And I'm like, y'all better be lucky I know that because
Right. Because
I got some
like,
rude
would an
shit I'd
old
love to
version of
say.
you Yeah, I was just gonna say, would an old version of you fire off to that?
No, but I wouldn't have talked about it, like, in a way like this either. I would have internalized
Oh,
it and taken it out on people that I love.
yeah.
Um, but something that I am doing shit, this would have to go on Patreon too. It's fucking dismissive as fuck.
Oh,
I feel
I
like
thought
it's
this was like a more
unfair.
for
I feel like it's unfair because for those people like I'm talking about that do write some real unhinged shit on social media, they should be allowed their unhingedness.
right.
Just because I am who I am and I want to make this specific meaning from this doesn't mean that there's not a process. I skipped a lot of steps because of the work I put in before. You know, that
Oh, yeah.
unhingedness, that's like a normal part of this process. So it's frustrating because, I mean, first of all, you still dismissed what I said initially. But don't come
Yeah.
fucking tell me what's important or not important about a remorse that I have. Again, you're not fucking
Oh,
comfortable with what I said.
I was just gonna say,
You're
okay, so that
trying to
makes
rescue
sense
me.
because she understands, like, "Oh, I regret not
Mhm.
recording this," and
Mhm.
so she wants to get you out of that
Yeah, she's
regret,
like, "Oh, no, don't regret it."
you just want someone to acknowledge, like, "This is how I feel, and it's okay to feel
Yeah.
this way."
It's just a fucking statement. Like, that I happen to I think stuff like that when I share these Facebook memories all the time. I just kinda never say them, so I decided to say it. Say fucking nothing if you have nothing to say that's not gonna be trying to tell me how the fuck to live my life.
Though, can you imagine, like, I'm just trying to think, because most people who give unsolicited advice or are that concerned about other people are trying to avoid something in in themselves, and I know this isn't totally helpful because, like, I think your feelings are totally valid, but I relate to it in the fact that, like, when I get negative comments, like, it used to
Mhm.
really hurt me, but then I got to the point where it's like, that's just someone who's really hurting and they're taking it out on me, and I think this is, like, just a
Right.
different
For
kind
sure,
of
and I
that.
believe the same thing, that this
Yeah,
is a way that we dismiss others to dismiss what's coming up in us. It is a
yeah,
codependent rescuing
yeah,
behavior. I get they
yep,
don't like seeing me hurt, but
yeah,
you're piling on the hurt. You're making
yeah,
yourself feel better, but you're piling it on me. Not to a great extent because this is the work for me is to not allow I'm allowing the human shit. I'm gonna feel it. Like when they do this, it pisses me off and I'm gonna talk about it. But overall, like I'll be over this in 2 hours and it's fine. But like I was
yeah,
just like, I have to talk because this just happened a little bit ago and I'm really fucking annoyed about it. But I would have and did take this personally. This is why this confirms the belief to people that it's not safe to share. For me, I still
yeah,
feel safe to share because I know I don't need to be validated in order to be valid. So I know I'm worthy
that's a
enough
good
to take up
quote.
this space. You know what I mean? I'm worthy enough to take up as much space as I want, and I'm just feeling more empowered to do more. I'm gonna say the really outlandish shit more and more and more because I'm tired of this. And instead of it letting me shut down and all the things that I did 30 years ago, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get louder. I'm gonna take up more space because I have a right to, and I can, and I like it. And so I don't know. It's something that gives me comfort to write to him on social media. Get over it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over it. If it bothers you, there's an
Amen.
unfollow button. It's right there, right up at top. Unfollow me. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm just tired of well, it's frustrating because it's like, duh, there are not people listening to my podcast. But I mean, even as much as I've put out on grief stuff, people are just too emotionally stupid, and I get it. But I'm just gonna get louder about it because they are annoying. But don't one more thing. Oh my god, I forgot about this. One more thing.
See, and this is why it helps to talk about it. Like, just feel how you feel, get it out,
Exactly.
and then move on. So this is actually, like, part of the
Oh my
healing
god, I need to
process.
shut the fuck up though, because this entire episode's gonna end up needing to be on Patreon. I'll just cut certain parts. Bitch, it was just a normal, average, everyday video about Jesus, God, purpose, whatever, about death. I mean, it was like standard what you'd hear from any little Christian about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The level of rage I felt. The level of rage. I was like, okay, okay. Mm. I just skipped it and moved on. It's been a couple of weeks of some shit like this, and, I've learned
That really sucks because you shouldn't like, grieving Jake is hard enough in isolation, right? So, you really shouldn't have to be dealing because it's not your problem that all these people have
are
low EQ,
uncomfortable.
right?
Yeah.
So it really sucks that you have to deal with it, and I'm laughing because it's just ridiculous.
Well, and yesterday so I think I told you someone else that I know lost their child in a very similar manner a well, I guess in April. And, so I've been reaching out periodically just to be a touch point for them. But yesterday I needed to like talk to a person who knew exactly what I was feeling. And I was like, I don't fucking want to go to the cemetery today and blah, 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 blah. And was just going off about I was like, I'm so sorry to fucking text you about this because her loss is newer, you know. I was like, but you're literally the only person I know that knows what this feels like. And I don't fucking want to go today and da 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 da. And I just got it all out and it felt so much better. But I'm just like, I'm I'm not even raging for me as much as I am for the people who are like the former versions of me. Like, yes, it irritates me to my
Yeah.
fucking soul, but I can move through it much quicker because I do understand why it's happening and what their intent is. But there are people without those coping skills that I have, and that, grief does make you feel very isolated. A lot of the
Yeah,
reason for that is this. But, um, you become such a shell of who you were anyway, and so much of that is the relationships that you lose while you're grieving because they're too fucking uncomfortable to just let you grieve. Just let you go through your
yep,
normal process, you know? Like, if it's so uncomfortable, just heart the fucking post or do nothing. Just keep moving. Like, the fact that they
yeah,
can't tells me a lot too. It tells me how triggered they are because very, very few times am I going to engage with a post. To me, I kind of liken it to political posts that trigger the fuck out of me. It takes a
yeah,
lot for me to engage with and actually I don't anymore at all. But that's because like I know what's happening inside of me, why I want to rage and rail, you know what I mean? So like I'm really good. I'll fucking unfollow you, block you, I don't give a shit. But like it takes a certain level of trigger to get me there. And that's how triggered these people are. So I can understand that. I really can. But I'm weary of it right now. I'm real weary of it. But I also think if this time in astrology is about patterns resurfacing, I think this is a really big one. And I think there's worthiness stuff wrapped up in this too. Like me understanding, like I said, I don't need to be validated to be valid. And I'm
yeah,
still worthy enough to take up space. And I can do it however I want. And if people are uncomfortable, that's not my problem. And I think it makes me even less willing to censor myself because I do censor a lot, like publicly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just do less of that because fuck. I mean, if you're going to respond this way either way, then shit.
I know. That's what I've learned because it's like people say whatever they're gonna say, whether you're censoring yourself or not.
So
So
true.
just yeah, just do it.
Bitches. Oh, yeah, I needed to get that out. Like my chest is just so tight and shit because I've just been holding it in today and I'm like, oh, because it really do be the spiritual folks sometimes too, like the people that you'd at least expect it from. And I'm like,
Sometimes they're the worst
bypassing.
ones.
Yes,
Yeah,
bypassing. You can
because
feel the
people think
range of
being
emotions as a
spiritual
human.
yeah, because people think being spiritual means feeling good all the time and being all love and light and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, which I mean, obviously I have battled that within myself as like perfectionist tendencies. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you, I have literally felt the most peace in my entire lifetime over this last how long's it been now? 8 weeks since I quit since I started that like taking myself less seriously
Mm,
and no resistance to human feelings, just curiosity, allowing it to
yeah.
be as big as it wants to be, even like today. I am not going to feel shit about the fact that I'm having a really explosive response to this. Um, I'm gonna allow that, and I'm gonna let it move through however it wants to, and I already know the truth of all of this. I don't need to analyze this or pathologize this. I just need to know I don't like the way I feel, and then I'm gonna move through that. That's it. I don't It's never about the other person, and I'm no
Yeah.
longer spending time analyzing and pathologizing others. I'm just looking at me and going, "Ugh, fuck, I don't like the way that feels. What do I need to do right now?"
Yeah.
And I feel so at peace. I mean, the only thing I've worried about the last couple of maybe 4 days actually is in terms of manifesting. I can't say my energy's been great, like, and when you're on that frequency, it's just easier to receive. And
Yeah.
I've just been really fucking tired and sluggish and blah. So I like was laying there last night being like, man, I really hope that doesn't interfere with like my ability to receive the things I want. But then I was just like, well, I think understanding that I think the whole point is detaching from all of that anyway and going, whether I receive what I think I want my material world to look like or not, I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm loved, I'm whatever, and I cannot force myself to show up in an inauthentic energy while I'm this fucking tired, and the tired isn't coming from nowhere. What do I need to do right now? And because I've just kind of reverted back. I don't, and maybe it's just because sleep was really off last week. That might have been why I was really off. But just feeling really like having trouble getting through the day just with how fucking tired I was. Today I feel fine, but I didn't get up till 8, like stuff like that. But that's really the only thing I've struggled with in the last 8 weeks is the last few days being like, but I know I've ovulated too. So like that's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's all that dumb shit,
There's
but I'm like, "Yeah, and it's fine. Whatever happens, I'm fine."
but I think that assumption about manifestation also comes from that like spiritual love and light thing because I think that manifesting has way more to do with identity because we're human beings. You're not going to feel good 100% of the time. So,
Mhm.
yes, I agree that you need to be in the energy of the thing and be in a higher vibration, but it's so unrealistic to expect yourself or anyone else to be in that high vibration all of the effing time. So, like, you're going to have times where you're tired or things aren't going well or whatever. So, the most important part is your identity because that's like the kind of person that has X amount of money or whatever you're trying to manifest. What would they do in this situation? So, to your point, it's like, I'm going to have self compassion. I'm going to rest. I'm going to do this. And it's that is more important than the actual feeling itself. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Um, Tends to be the thing I'll start to worry about occasionally, is something along those lines of, but I think it's all the same, like, "Am I doing this right?" You know? And
Yeah.
again, I have to default back to not taking myself so seriously and just being like, I'm pretty detached right now. I mean, like, just knowing even when things get stretched really tight and when I'm stressed, um, eventually it's gonna be okay. Like, I really have that understanding now, and I don't know, I think that's helped me a lot. I mean, yeah, sure, I still want things to be more prosperous and whatever, but I don't have a lot of reason to believe that that increase isn't coming, you know? Like, things are kinda
Yeah.
stalled right now, but I'm kinda just learning how to not see that as proof of one thing or another. I'm learning to not need proof in either
Yeah.
way, you know? So I think that's part of kinda one of the patterns I'm really in right now, is learning to not require the proof so much and just be like, "Eh, okay. Well, it is what it is, and we'll see." I mean, if I will say this, if it comes up and I feel a little insecure or whatever you can feel when you're not seeing the things that you want in your physical reality, I'll allow that. Like, if it I no longer dismiss it. Like, if it comes up and I'm like, "Meh," then I'll feel the meh, you know? But usually just that allowance without resistance, like, just makes it go away so fast.
Yeah. Well, and even if you are the kind of person that requires proof, you could even use like being tired or all these other things that you're going through as proof. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like anytime I've made a change or manifested something or stepped into a new identity, there's like a period of feeling tired and feeling like it's not working right before it changes.
That's
So
so
you could actually look at this
true.
as like, ooh, I'm actually on the cusp of the thing.
That's actually such a good point, and every time anyone talks about ascension symptoms, fatigue is
Yeah.
one of them. And you know what's cracking me up right now? A few weeks ago, I had so much energy that it made me nervous when someone was talking about ascension symptoms, and they're like, "Yeah, so if you're feeling really fatigued," and I was like, "Damn, I'll be feeling energized." And then here I am, like, "I'm so tired.
You're
I don't
pissed
know
off
what
that
to
you're
do."
tired. See? You're ascending. It's all about the reframe.
Lord, life can be hard sometimes, you know? Like, there's just
Yeah,
times that I'm like, "Can I just
and
get
it's
a
okay.
break? Just a break. I just want a fucking break from all the bullshit." And then the astrology's
And then
made
when
me
you get
feel
a break, you're
weird.
bored. Because
That's
that's what I
true.
do. Every time I'm like, "I just want a break from life," and then I get a break, and I'm like, "This is boring. When is the next thing happening?"
Yeah. I just have to understand and prepare for. I don't ever get a lot of, like, transition time between, like, one, like,
I don't
the
either, so I don't know
transition
what to
feels
tell you.
shitty because I don't know what's coming, and then when it comes, it's you know,
Mhm. Yeah, I don't have any good advice because I feel like that's how my life is.
because we have the same fucking astrology pretty much.
I know.
It's scary sometimes, man, I'm
By
not
the
gonna
way,
lie.
it's Gemini season, I just realized.
It sure
Woohoo!
is.
Woo!
Yeah, what are we gonna do with ourselves, you know?
I don't know, I just realized that, I need to start celebrating. Oh, we can have a cool episode that week of our birthdays.
We should. What should we do?
I don't know. Does Olipop make
Maybe one
birthday
of our
cake
listeners
flavor?
would. Ooh, do they? Let's look. Maybe one
I
of
don't
our
know.
listeners would have a good idea.
If they don't, I think this raspberry sorbet is, like, a good alternative because it tastes
They
like
do
ice
not.
cream. Oh, there is an ice cream cone on the front.
Oh, that's right. They also said that combining orange cream or peaches and cream with Chobani confetti birthday cake coffee creamer is a good way to make a dirty soda.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Wait, Chobani coffee creamer?
Yeah. Confetti birthday cake coffee creamer. You just add that. So
Oh,
you'll get a glass and you pour the peaches, orange cream or peaches and cream into your glass, and then you pour that coffee creamer in, stir it, ice, you know.
okay, let's do that on our
Okay.
birthday week.
Okay. I'm gonna put this in my calendar actually.
I wrote it down because I need to make sure we have that. I'm sure we have something similar.
You should have orange cream at the least.
Well, we definitely have orange cream. I'm worried about the birthday cake coffee creamer because that sounds really niche, so we might not have
Uh,
that.
yeah, you might have to order it off Amazon.
Oh, that's true.
But even if it's not that brand,
You'd be surprised though, because even, like, yogurt selection is, like, strawberry, vanilla.
okay, I got it in my calendar to make sure I get it that Sunday before,
Sweet.
which happens to be my grandmother's birthday.
So she was a Gemini?
That's why she was a psycho bitch. I just want all of their birth certificates so bad.
Oh, yeah, I never looked up my dad's.
It's just so overwhelming. There's so many steps.
I
I don't want
like,
to.
here, I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna do it later today. I think I said that last time we talked about it, and I didn't,
You wrote
but,
it down, ho. I've commandeered all of our time. What do you have today, love?
um, I don't know. I don't feel like I have anything. What's
That
been
makes me feel
happening?
better. No love yet? No new love interest?
Oh, yeah, wasn't that in my was that with my rising? Because that's the only thing that's different.
Scorpio rising, yeah.
No, but you know what happened one day? So, I store my surfboard by the beach. There's these surfboard lockers, and it's in this walkway. It's several blocks long, so there's, like, hundreds of surfboards, but the problem is along this section of the beach, there's a bunch of hotels. So there's only certain areas with beach access, whereas like other areas is like wide open beach. So because this is one of the few beach access points, like there's hundreds of tourists walking to and fro every day, which wouldn't be that big of a deal. But every single time I'm getting out my surfboard, a tourist will come up to me. They don't say hi, they don't say welcome, or, like, they don't, like, greet me in any way. They just walk up to me and they're like, "How much do you pay for this?" And it pisses me off so bad, and so I just started saying, "I don't know." Or "I don't remember." And some people get the hint, some people don't, but I'm just like, I do not engage with people who are that rude because I think that's so rude. Like, I wouldn't just walk up to a stranger and be like, "How much did you pay for this?" Um, so I don't engage with people unless they, like, actually walk up to me and say hi or, like, somehow otherwise greet me. Well, anyway, so one day I was getting out my board and this man walked up to me and he just stood there staring. And I was like, just out of, like, safety reasons, I'm like, "I'm not making eye contact. I'm just gonna, like, get my shit together and get the hell out of here." And then he finally spoke, and I was oh, no, he said, "Oh, so do you rent this space?" He didn't ask me how much it cost, but he didn't say hi either. This was after, like, 30 seconds of staring. He goes, "Oh, so
Okay.
do you just rent this space?" And I looked up at him, and he was actually kind of attractive, but I was so turned off because it was so creepy how he just stood there staring at me, and then
Yeah.
I was like I just said I was like, "Yeah, I rent the space," and then I went back to doing what I was doing, and then he just stood there, kept staring,
Okay, no.
and then he was like, "Okay, thanks," and walked away, and after I thought about I kind of felt bad, but then I was like, he was being really creepy, And then I'm like, maybe he was just being awkward because he wanted to talk and didn't know what to say, but he actually really was attractive, and I was like, I think I just, like, blew my chance because I was being really bitchy to him, but it was so creepy how he just stood there staring, like, just say something. Just say hi, that's what I don't
Yeah.
understand, people. Just say hi, and then if you wanna ask me how much it costs, like, it is kind of weird because that's kind of an invasive question, I think, but even if someone says hi, I'm more open to having the conversation about it, but when people are just like, I don't know, it drives me nuts. So I thought it was so creepy how he was staring. So that could have been
Yeah, and if he
him.
was
That could be
interested, he should have come back with the, "So, I was kinda creepy back then. I just didn't
right.
know."
But so that could have been my love interest, but I was
Stare
like,
and then
was
say?
kind of mean to him. But he was being creepy.
Listen, you cannot take your chances with these men's, okay? If a
And
man
that's
doesn't
just
even know how
it.
to initiate a conversation, probably just needs to stick to the apps.
And I think I was trying to be compassionate because usually I'm just like, I'm not interested in the conversation, but then I kind of regretted being mean to him because he was good looking, and I'm like, "That's never a good reason for someone else to
Right,
make me uncomfortable." Yeah.
right. Mhm. Yeah, we do be giving some allowances to people we shouldn't sometimes when they're attractive.
Yeah.
I have listened a few times when, like, a man will be like, "Sure, when this person does it, it's sexy and brooding, but if this
See?
person does it, it's a true crime episode." You know what I mean? I'm like, "God, that's actually
Yeah.
fucking true.
It is.
Damn you
Yeah,
bitches, that's true."
because if he was ugly, I wouldn't have given it a second thought.
No, you'd have been like, "That's true."
Creep.
That's a good lesson, though. But, it's kinda like we talked about the universe sending you the tests first. You
Yeah.
used your integrity, okay? You didn't just go, "Oh, I'll I'll allow it." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I could
Just
have looked up the first time and been like, "Ooh, never mind, he's not creepy," but I still
exactly.
stood my ground when he asked me
Because
the
it still
awkward
felt
question.
creepy that he had been standing there staring at you for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Like, just
The
say
question
hi.
doesn't even match the energy at that point. Like, if
True.
that's what you wanted to know, why were you right here in my space, staring in my direction?
And honestly, I wish I would have said that in hindsight because I felt so uncomfortable. And I do know why, because weird things have happened like that to me before in public. And I think it's the Chicago in me because in Chicago, it's really not safe to like just say something like that to a stranger because you don't know what they're capable of. They could pull a gun on you, they can pull a knife on you. So I
Yeah.
do tend to keep my mouth shut, which now that I'm thinking about it is a safe thing to do,
Yeah.
but
Not a
it
bad
just
thing.
feels so uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I do think as women with men, it's probably always better to err on the safe side. Like really,
Yeah,
because especially because you're not surfing with your friends. Like you don't have like a ton
yeah,
of people around that have your back. So
right.
shit happens out in public all the fucking time.
Although
Unfortunately.
I do know, because there's, like, some guys who work on the beach, they rent out well, they do surf lessons, they rent out the umbrellas, they actually work for the hotel, and I see them every day, like, I probably could go to them for help, but they were, like, a little further down the walkway at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think you gotta go off vibes, man. I mean, I'm sorry if you're just socially awkward and you don't know how to do it better, but that's on you, boo. I'm a woman. Like, if you,
Yeah,
first of all, I would no longer be flattered by any man hitting on me that doesn't have the concept drilled in their brain that women don't feel safe in public ever anymore. That we are
yeah,
always on alert, and anytime a man enters our energetic field, we are hypervigilant. So if a man is not approaching with that in mind and taking caution and providing a level of safety for you to even engage, they're not worth your fucking time at all because
yeah,
they obviously don't confront their own internalized misogyny. They don't have an understanding of what we women go through. Even my own fucking husband, I get tired of saying, no, I can't do that. I'm a woman. Because he'll give me some fucking suggestion about
yeah.
where to park or whatever. And I'm like, no, I can't. He's all because he's always, he's Aquarius, so he's always trying to invent some new way of doing something. I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm a woman. I literally cannot do that.
And I'm not sure if I would understand men to understand why we feel unsafe in public, but I do expect them to understand how to be a normal human being. Like, when is it ever okay to just stand there and stare at someone? Like, and I'm talking like right there. It wasn't like it's not okay if he was 20 feet away, but it's a little bit better, right? But he was like
So
standing right there.
awkward. And it's like
Yeah.
he was just waiting for you to turn around and initiate. Like, why
Well,
would you though?
I think he was, because I think he was like, if she sees me standing here, she's gonna look up. But it was the opposite because I saw him standing there and I'm like, don't make eye contact.
Yeah, but why would that be what you I just don't get it. Like, I'll just
I
wait
don't
for them to
either.
notice me. Because like,
It's like,
is he so attractive that he's used to women just being like, "Oh, hello, how can I help you?"
actually, that's a good theory. That could be it.
Was he that attractive?
Um, like he wasn't like breathtaking. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say maybe 7, 7.5. He was
Okay,
attractive.
so pretty good looking though.
Yeah.
He probably is used to some form of flattery like
Yeah.
that. Like, he
He's
doesn't have to
probably
work
used
real
to
hard.
women coming up to him or
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
I didn't think of it
Whatever,
that
fuck that
way.
guy.
It was so
That's
weird.
gross. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Thank you.
Or
That's
like
not
to
how we
your
initiate
point,
conversations.
acknowledge that it was awkward of him. Like, even if he would have been like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, like, be all awkward," that would
Exactly,
have broke the
exactly.
ice.
Because 'Cause I've definitely done plenty of awkward shit in my life, like, that's fine,
Yeah.
I'll give you grace, but let's address it and be like, "Oh my god, that was being such a creeper." Like, "I'm sorry, I was staring at this," or "I was off in La La Land," or whatever.
The other thing that makes it awkward, and I left this part out, and I guess in my mind it was a given, I'm in a bikini, so that's what makes it
Right.
even weirder.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Because
because
you
it would
don't
have
know
been
if he
weird
was
even if I was fully
looking
clothed.
you up and down. Like, what are you doing standing next to me, brother? I'm so confused about your behavior.
Yeah. So, yeah, he
Weird.
probably wasn't the one now that I think about it.
Probably not.
But
Probably
admittedly, I was kicking myself because I was like, "Maybe I just missed my chance because
could have
I
been
was
a
being
fun
mean."
fling.
That's
As a
another thing, though,
Scorpio
he's probably a
rising,
dork.
are you does it take like pretty good connection for you to hook up with someone?
Oh, yeah, like, I'm
Yeah.
super picky, which I think is bad because I the only 2 good relationships I've ever had started out as friendships, and it was more of a slow burn.
Yeah,
So, there is a part of me that's like,
that's
maybe
very
I should just
Scorpio
give
energy.
people chance as friends, because if when you have that instant spark, it's usually based on trauma, and that's why they end up being so toxic and shitty. So, I'm like, the only 2 good relationships I had started out as friendships.
It's so hard though, because you just live in an area where you just don't get to be around people that
Yeah.
much. Bitches. You need some boy to come on vacation and meet you and then start traveling to see ya.
Oh, that would be cool. Actually, have thought about this scenario mostly because one of my friends is a pilot and he comes here to visit sometimes and we'll have lunch or whatever. But the last time he was here, which was a few months ago, I was thinking that would be cool to be in a relationship with a pilot who like just passes through here a few times a month or something.
Yeah, but you don't have an interest in that friend?
No. He's
Mm.
he
You got any
actually
friends?
he would I was just going to say I should text him and ask him. But here's the thing, he actually well, he has a girlfriend now, but he actually would be, like, an ideal partner. The reason why I look at him differently is because he's brothers with one of my best friends from college, so it almost feels like it would be like dating a brother, you know what I mean? But he is like an ideal partner because I remember his girlfriend
Yeah.
now, they went through a breakup, and one time when he was here, he was like, "I make good money, I'm a good" oh, he has a child from another marriage, he is a really good dad. He's like, "I'm a good dad, blah, blah, blah," and as he was listing things off, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you actually are like a good an
Yeah, you're like,
ideal partner." Yeah. But no, he, like, feels like a brother to me, so, yeah, I think that would
Well,
be
if he's a
hard for me,
brother
but
to you, you gotta ask a brother to hook you up.
I was just gonna say I should ask him if he has friends. I guarantee he has pilot friends.
Well, you're also supposed to be, just having a lot of luck and creativity and abundance and all the other things too.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah. So, I'm just trying not to be
So we'll
afraid of the
see.
current astrology. Um, just trying to get through it because
So wait,
okay, let me remember. Pluto is square Mars, I believe. The last time we had this like aspect, they said October of 2023. I'll remind you that's when I almost killed myself. And
oh, really?
September of no, June of 24, which was some shit for me, and then September of 25. September of 25 was actually a decent time, but Jake moved out of the house, and I remember just feeling so shitty because I couldn't help him financially, like, get stuff for his apartment. Overall,
Yeah.
things were okay, but I was feeling really shitty about myself and really battling with that. The other 2 times were pretty terrible. So I was like, "Okay, I don't really wanna go through any of that energy again, so that's great," and that's this week, started, like, yesterday, I think. So I'm kinda nervous about that, and then Saturn's supposed to be square something else, and the times that we've had those, I was like, "Anyway, it's not good. I just hope it's, like, better." Oh, and then I fucking blocked this fucking astrology bitch on TikTok the other day because I was like, "I hate you. I'm done with you."
What?
Um she was talking about one transit, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so scared of that because of blah blah blah." And she was like, "You need to do your energy work." And then she replied with a video to somebody else who said something similar. She's like, "You guys just have to realize, like, if you're not working with the energy and or something like that, but basically acting as if there was something beyond just learning what you're supposed to learn through the transits that you can somehow control the outcome of certain things." And I was like, because whatever the transit was had something to do with around the time Jake died. And so I was like,
Mm,
it wouldn't have mattered how energetically sound I was. I don't think I was going to be able to
right.
stop my kid from dying. I blocked her ass. Sure did. Sure did. Pissed me off so bad. I said block. Block. Because to me, spiritual bypassing. If you're not understanding that people have real life shit and that this isn't just kooky little things to talk about,
I
mm-mm.
was just gonna say, that's honestly no different than those Facebook comments, to be honest.
Exactly. It's exactly how I felt. I was like, "Okay, well, you don't know shit about shit." That's the energy I'm tired of. That's the reason that I have started saying no to everyone on my podcast. That's the reason I'm just being so selective over who I give my energy to. Because I'm just if you can't anchor into the fact that we're fucking humans first here, that's the reason we are here is to have a human experience. You're not for me.
Yeah, I hear you. And I
Too
feel
much
like
bypassing.
especially I think the spiritual community is the worst, like, especially with, like, astrologers or tarot readers, they kind of act like, "I am the authority, and if you're not doing it my way, then you must be doing something wrong, and it's you, and blah, blah,
It's very
blah."
I'm the way, the truth, and the light, the way that religion
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
and
I
it's so
listen, I'm a
weird
Leo moon and
because
I have a huge ego, so I can see how it happens, I really can, but that's
oh,
something I've been very
same.
cognizant of from the beginning is like, "Baby, that's great that you found truth for yourself, but this doesn't mean it's gonna be everyone's truth or that it looks exactly the same from person to person," you know?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty open to shit I've never really been open to before. Galactic beings being one of them. It's not
Wait,
something I'm
what?
interested galactic beings?
What
Bitch,
is that?
Google it.
Okay.
I don't even know that much. I just know I'm like, I'm not there yet, I guess. I'll listen to anyone, but I don't have to take your word as the gospel, and I think that's something that I've had to really, like, learn for myself so that I don't end up in a cult, you know? I don't need a guru. None of us do, and until we can, like, just become in community with one another and bounce ideas off each other and value each other
Yeah,
equally, I am not higher nor lower. We are one. Like, if you can't understand that principle, it's just always reminds me of that medium I had on my show who I was like, "Okay, so I had this medium and she said this," and she goes, "That's not how it works at all."
because she just couldn't tolerate that there was someone else with a different opinion.
Yeah, and I deleted that part. I edited it out. 'Cause, I mean, I felt really embarrassed, I won't lie, like, it felt really like, "That's awkward." What I recovered well, but it was intense for me there for a second.
Yeah, I will say you have a real gift for recovering because I've watched a few of your podcasts where I'm like, I would have like I would have had a breakdown and not been able to handle it, but you just like you
Really?
just oh, you're so smooth with it. You just like do some kind of segue or whatever and keep it moving, and I'm like, I would have just lost it.
There have been a few times that I have actually said something. Usually, I just wildly disagree internally with something that someone says, and I'm just like, "Huh, okay."
I feel like I've seen that too because I'm like, there's no way she doesn't have an opinion about this, and you don't say anything.
No, the quieter I get when someone says something, the less I agree with what they're saying. I mean, yes, like I'm trying to let people talk without interrupting. So like I can be there and engage and whatever. But you can kind of tell, like, because if they're talking and I'm really into it, I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay. If I'm not, I'm like, okay, mm, really? I'll do a lot of that. Really? No, that's not true. Sometimes I say that and mean it, but there have been a few times that I've been like, what the fuck are you saying right now? But maybe there's times that you just think I'm feeling a certain way, and I'm just like, "Eh." But it's usually a man just saying some outlandish shit that I'm like I did make myself say that one time about, like, I've never been a man's piece a day in my life because I was just like, "You're still a misogynist, and it's obvious." And then I saw his ass on TikTok Live last week telling men they shouldn't be too sensitive.
What? And he was on the Emotionally Unavailable podcast.
Yep, and I unfollowed his ass. I was like, "Whatever." Anyway, I've kept you. Okay, well, thank you for being here today. Make sure you check out our show notes, Angie's bio
Oh,
site,
wait,
my link tree in there.
I
Yes.
have something to promote.
Okay.
I am doing a workshop in June. It's called the Money Muse Masterclass. It's a 3-day workshop. It's 1 hour each day. Day 1, we are rewriting our money stories because our money stories are not our truth. We inherited them from our parents, and we're not doing that anymore. So day 1, we're rewriting money stories. Day 2, we are working on the energetics of abundance and practical money. So we'll be talking about like budgeting and budgeting tools and some practical advice. And then day 3 is live hot seat coaching. So you can come with your questions and we'll work through anything you want to work through.
How cool. Okay, great. Is
And it's
that in your bio
live on
site?
Zoom. Yeah, it's on my bio site now. I just updated
Okay,
that this
perfect.
weekend.
Well, check it out, bitches. Go to her bio site. I don't really have anything, so, you can just
Okay.
check out what I currently have to offer in my link tree.
Bye.
Bye.
See, I always
Hello. Before you go, make sure to check the show notes for all the links. You can join us on Patreon to get our weekly companion, The Unquiet Lowdown, and explore the other membership offers waiting for you there. And if you're enjoying the show, it means so much when you hit that follow button and give us a 5-star rating to help other souls find their way here.